Hey there guys, so I'm sure you've seen by now the body transformation of Anthony Joshua from bodybuilder to boxer. That is what it has been dubbed. Now, he has lost weight, he does look slimmer, but ultimately I think a lot of it is to do with the way the picture is taken. Because if you look at the picture on his story that came before that, he is stood next to YouTuber KSI, and he looks pretty big still in that picture. Yet in the second picture, the picture is taken from higher up, and it is looking down on him, which always makes you look smaller and thinner anyway. So that is probably why the picture looks so drastically different from the usual Anthony Joshua, just because of the way the picture is taken. He is sat down and the picture is taken from someone stood up, so it's going to make him look smaller anyway. But nonetheless, he has lost weight, he does look slimmer, and he does look more like a boxer rather than a bodybuilder. So ultimately, the drastic change that everyone is talking about isn't so drastic. It's not a huge difference. He has lost weight, I'm not disputing that, but it's not as much as people are saying. So why is he slimming down? Well, obviously he wants to move better. He knows the key to beating Andy Ruiz Jr. is his movement. Andy Ruiz will not be moving as well as Anthony Joshua. He has fast hands, but slow feet. Anthony Joshua does have fast hands, and the footwork to go with it, and that will be his key to success in the rematch with Andy Ruiz Jr. Now obviously if he's at a lighter weight, maybe 17 stone, maybe even under that, although I think that is unlikely. I think he will come in a trim 17 stone. So you would think that if he is lighter and doesn't have as much weight on him, he's not going to be taking shots as well. But then again, if he is moving better, then he can ride shots. He did say something he is trying to add to his game is slipping and sliding, being able to ride shots, and his lateral movement, head movement also. So if he is riding shots, then he won't need the extra weight in order to absorb the heavy punishment that Andy Ruiz Jr. will bring. So if Anthony Joshua is lighter and better on his feet, then he can maneuver his way past Andy Ruiz. As I said, the difference isn't going to be all that much. He will still weigh in just over 17 stone, I believe. Yes, he will be slightly lighter, but not as much as people are saying. It's not as drastic as it looks. It's just the way the picture is taken. That is why he does look thinner. But ultimately, he does need to trim down a little bit, he does need to be faster on his feet, and he does need to work on riding shots. If you look at the punch that was landed from Andy Ruiz Jr. before the one that hurt him, it was on the chin, and Anthony Joshua took that well. Then Andy Ruiz Jr. threw the same shot but higher on the head, and that was what hurt him. So he can absorb the shots on the chin, but not high on the head. No one can really. They call it the equilibrium shot, and that always scrambles a fighter's senses when you get caught that high on the head. Now, people say that it wasn't just a one-punch knockout. Andy Ruiz Jr. beat him up over a couple of rounds. And yes, that was the case after the third round. But it was just one punch that changed the course of the fight. Anthony Joshua didn't look that bad in the first 2 rounds. And even in the third round, he managed to drop Andy Ruiz. So he was fighting well. Maybe at the start of the fight, he should have came out and demanded center ring. He didn't. But ultimately, he wasn't doing that bad. So one punch did change the course of the fight. And Anthony Joshua was in survival mode from that moment on. That is why he could not work his way back into the fight, and he couldn't find second wind because Andy Ruiz was working the body so well. But next time, it will be a different story. Anthony Joshua will regain his world titles because he will be fighting and prepared for Andy Ruiz Jr. Not prepared for Deontay Wilder, not prepared for Tyson Fury or Jarrell Miller. He will be preparing for Andy Ruiz Jr. He will be ready. Guys, what are your thoughts on this, Anthony Joshua's body transformation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, click the thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.